everyone, my name is Kim and welcome to another video. I am so glad you clicked on this video because I have been wanting to dive into spirituality on my channel for a while now, and I'm really hoping that this video will be well received. I am very passionate about spirituality, not just because I participate in a belief system, but because I believe spirituality is a big part of being human. And I believe we cannot thrive as humans without tapping into this inherent spiritual aspect of ourselves. Now, while I participate in the Christian belief system, I am open-minded to and tolerant of all the different belief systems out there. Definitely more of a so-called liberal Christian here, but I really hate labels. But just know, as you are watching this video, that I am inclusive to all forms of belief here on this channel. I may not agree with other beliefs, but I'm always willing to have open, respectable conversations and to learn more about the belief systems that I don't adhere to personally. But that being said, I can only talk about what I know. So this video, and most likely the other videos I will post talking about different aspects of spirituality, will include my Christian perspective. Now, I never want to force my beliefs on anyone, and I only share my beliefs to those who are wanting to listen. So if you're not open to this type of dialogue, I totally understand. I recommend you click away from this video now. But if you practice the Christian faith or are open to learning about a subject with my Christian perspective, then continue watching. So in this video, I am going to be talking about frankincense and its spiritual uses. So what is frankincense? Frankincense is a resin that is made from the sap of boswellia trees. I hope I'm saying that right. These particular trees are native to North Africa and the Middle East. And frankincense is harvested from these trees by cutting into the bark and letting the sap ooze out and dry. Frankincense comes in many forms, from its unrefined form of a resin to its purified form of an essential oil. Frankincense is typically enjoyed for its aroma. This can be done either by burning the resin or adding its essential oil to a diffuser, for a couple examples. Its aroma has been described as rich, earthy, spicy, sweet, and citrusy. It's quite the scent. And what's amazing, frankincense has a long history as it's been used for over 5,000 years. That is a ridiculously long time. The use of frankincense is mentioned in the Bible. Here's what it says in the book of Exodus.
Then the Lord said to Moses, "Take fragrant spices, gum, resin, onycha, and galbanum, and pure frankincense, all in equal amounts, and make a fragrant blend of incense, the work of a perfumer. It is to be salted and pure and sacred. Grind some of it to powder, and place it in front of the ark of the covenant law in the tent of meeting, where I will meet with you. It shall be most holy to you. Do not make any incense with this formula for yourselves. Consider it holy to the Lord. Whoever makes incense like it to enjoy its fragrance must be cut off from their people."
As we see in this passage, frankincense, along with other materials, were used in the tent of meeting, also known as the tabernacle, which was the sacred place for God's people. One chapter earlier, God commanded his people, or more specifically the priests, to burn incense regularly in this holy place, where God met with his people. It is also worthy to note that in Leviticus, when the holy incense was burned for offerings, it is mentioned that its aroma was pleasing to the Lord. As I was doing my research on frankincense, it was really interesting for me to discover that the use of frankincense for spiritual practices was not limited to Judaism or Christianity. History tells us that the use of frankincense was spread from Europe, so the Roman Empire and Catholicism, to North Africa, so ancient Egypt, to the Middle East, so pre-Islamic Arabia, and even to Southeast Asia, so the ancient Orient. It seems like all of these wide-spreading cultures knew about the so-called spiritual qualities of frankincense. If you want to learn even more about the broad history of frankincense, I found a couple informative articles to get you started. I will put the links to those articles in the description box below. The rich history and amassed knowledge is really quite fascinating, though I might be slightly biased because I am a bit of a nerd. So throughout these different regions, it seems that the way frankincense was used spiritually varied, which makes sense because each area was dominated by a different belief system. However, I was able to identify some commonalities and I narrowed the uses down to the following 3 main spiritual goals. Number 1, purifying or cleansing sacred spaces, so people, altars, or temples. Number 2, facilitating a connection to the divine, so God, sun gods, or your higher self. Number 3, assisting with spiritual practices, so for example, meditation, prayer, or energy work. While these main goals were derived from multiple religions, I see these goals being applicable and present within the biblical use of frankincense, or in general, sacred incense. As we see in the Old Testament, God commanded his people to use frankincense during their sacred rituals within their holy place. If you are familiar with the Bible, God gives commands, but usually never explains why he gives these commands. But now, in the modern era, with the accumulated knowledge of thousands of years, we can look back at these biblical accounts and identify possible reasons for certain commands. So today, we have a bigger awareness of the possible spiritual benefits of frankincense, not to mention the physical and emotional benefits as well. Maybe God, as the amazing creator he is, bestowed these specific benefits into frankincense for his people to be blessed by its use. That is what I truly believe. And since that is what I believe to be true, I wanted to try to experiment with frankincense and see if I can experience these so-called spiritual benefits for myself. So I pray and meditate every day. As an empath, it helps me rebalance myself as I deal with debilitating sensory overload and recuperate from my unintentional overuse of my spiritual gift of healing. And as a Christian, it allows me to connect with my God who gives me life, guidance, and strength. So will using frankincense enhance my spiritual experience with the divine? Let's find out. So a couple caveats for this experiment. First, I am just going to focus on only frankincense, even though what was used in the Old Testament was a blend of different types of materials. This will make it easier to test if I'm getting any spiritual benefit from the frankincense specifically or not. And second, I am going to be using frankincense in essential oil form instead of an incense form, mainly because I live in an apartment and incense is a major fire hazard. But also since it'll be healthier for my lungs to breathe in pure vapors from my diffuser instead of dirty smoke from a piece of resin or incense stick. So my plan for this experiment is to diffuse frankincense essential oil during one of my many daily sessions of prayer and meditation for 7 consecutive days. I usually let my intuition guide how long these sessions go for, so I will not have a set time for diffusing this oil each day. But I usually pray and meditate anywhere from between 10 minutes to 1 hour. Well, all that being said, let's get started. Good morning, everybody. Today is the first day of my frankincense experiment. But yeah, I'm gonna put some of this frankincense essential oil that I have in my diffuser here, and I'm gonna get started. And I use guided meditations when I meditate, and so I'm gonna pick one out and put it on my phone and put it on my headphones. Well, hello everybody. I just finished my meditation and I feel nice. I usually feel nice after a meditation anyway, but this is probably I have not been super productive with my meditations as of late. I can't say for sure if it's because of the frankincense. I think it's too early to tell. Usually, I can get really relaxed during meditation. It really just requires a lot of mental intention.
while I'm doing it. I will have to say, making those intentional mindset shifts in my brain was a lot easier today, but it's too early to tell. But I do have to say, when I started doing that, I put 10 drops of frankincense in there along with the water. Sorry, my throat is scratchy today. And when it started, I started getting like a tingly sensation in my nose, and my eyes kind of watered a little bit, so I might have put a little too much in there. So I will definitely do less. Maybe I'll do 5 drops tomorrow, but yeah, I'll definitely put less because that was a little uncomfortable, but after a while it got better. So yeah, I meditate to bring my stress levels down and just to calm me and bring me into a calm state. But I also, if I feel so led, I also pray during this time as well. Today I prayed for peace, especially in the city that I'm in. We have seen a great increase in gun violence, and I've been very, very concerned. I've been saddened every time I've seen the news that someone else has been shot. And I know that this is not just isolated to my city. I know that there's a lot of gun violence going on in the world right now. But I prayed for peace. I prayed for better coping mechanisms. So I prayed for that. Prayed that God would will intervene, spread his peace onto the city and onto these people that need it. But that was pretty much what happened during my meditation prayer time today. Can't really draw any conclusions yet. You know, it's a nice scent. It's an interesting scent. I used to not like it so much, but it's growing on me, I guess. So yeah, but yeah, too early to make any conclusions. This is just day 1, and I'm going to do this for 7 days. So yeah, but that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow. Hello again, everybody. It is now day 2 of this experiment. It's Tuesday. I don't know if I said yesterday was Monday, but today's Tuesday. It's afternoon now. It's after 5 o'clock. I have already meditated twice today, but I didn't decide to do the frankincense stuff until now. I'm not going to do 10 drops like I did yesterday. I'm going to do 5 drops and see how that goes. Well, hey everybody, I just finished my meditation again. Today I've really been focusing on asking God for healing, whether it is through his divine healing power or whether it is through giving me the knowledge and power needed for me to heal myself. You know, either way works. But I prayed for both. For those who don't know, I've been chronically ill for 10 years, more than 10 years. At this point, I feel like I'm so close to finally figuring out the puzzle for my health. And so I just prayed that, the last bit of the healing will be done and I will be free from this chronic illness. Today I felt, to talk a little bit about how I felt, with the frankincense, I felt a bit calmer today. I wasn't moving around as much during this particular meditation session. But yeah, I did 5 drops this time. I didn't have that itchy eye nose thing going on this time. So yeah, I'll probably stick with 5. But yeah, day 2, it's been fine. I can't really draw any conclusions yet, but that's pretty much it for today. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Good afternoon, everybody. It is now day 3. And I'm gonna do my meditation / prayer with the frankincense once again. Hey everybody, I just finished my meditation. It wasn't super productive today. I've been kind of in a funk today, kind of been in my head. And that's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's good, just to figure out, reflect where you are. That was what's happening today. Well, I didn't pray for anything super specific. I just prayed for peace while I was reflecting on life. But yeah, if I was getting benefits from the frankincense the previous 2 days, I definitely was not today because I feel like I was all over the place. I'm halfway through I feel like I haven't been getting like any like crazy benefits, like not like anything overwhelming evidence. And I'm just keeping it real, just keeping it honest. But I was just thinking like maybe I should try not doing any guided meditation, or at least, or just listening to like music and not guided meditation. So like a music with no words, or maybe like a nature sound, something. So I have something going in my ear, but maybe just letting my mind wander and trying to do a meditation on my own. I have a hard time doing that, so I don't know how productive that's going to be, but I feel like that might be the best way to figure out for sure if the frankincense is helping me. But yeah, halfway through my meditation, I was not really smelling the frankincense anymore, so I put a couple more drops in, so I ended up with more like 8 drops instead of 5 today. And I might do that, continue that, because I feel like, because I can smell it like when I'm sitting like right next to it, but when I'm laying on the bed, which I normally do when I'm meditating, I don't smell it as much. Good morning, everybody. It is now day 4. I have put 8 drops of frankincense oil in the diffuser. It seems like that's the sweet spot for the scent, and I pushed it a little bit closer because I'm definitely going to be laying on the bed here. I am going to try to meditate without using a guided meditation, and that might be a little rough for me because I usually need something to help guide my thoughts. But I am going to try to do it for at least 15 minutes, and then if I'm having trouble focusing on my meditation, I'll turn on some meditation music. Hello, everybody. I just finished my rather short meditation today. I'm able to do longer meditations when I use guided meditations, but when I'm just alone with my thoughts, I tend to go everywhere. I was able to relax a little bit, but my thoughts definitely went everywhere. I started planning things out for what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. I know. But I was able to try to focus it. Every time I saw it go away, I tried to bring it back. I felt calm during this, which was nice. And I was able to get to a relaxed state, which is good. That's what meditations are for. I was having trouble with the scratchy throat and burny eyes again with the frankincense. And sometimes I'm very sensitive to fragrances, but usually not essential oils. But I did put 8 drops in there. And the first day, if you remember, I put 10 drops and I was complaining of the same thing. Well, I did 8 drops, but I also had the diffuser closer to me for a part of the time. I don't know. I'll go back down to 5 tomorrow. I won't try to go any higher anymore because that is not fun. I know I'm only 4 days in, but I really don't think I'm getting any extra benefit from the frankincense because I feel like when I'm meditating normally, I can get to the state where I need to be in, and I feel like I can connect to spirit quite easily without the frankincense. So hello, everybody. It is now day 5. It is Friday. It is after 4 o'clock. And I am going to meditate, or attempt to meditate, with the frankincense. Once again, I got it running already. It smells nice. Just 5 drops today. But yeah, I'm going to try to not use any other meditation aid. So no guided meditations, no music today. I'm going to try that for a little bit, and then if I feel like I need one, after I sit in the quiet for a little bit, I will do so. But right now, honestly, I just feel like sitting in the quiet. And I'm not going to set a timer. I'm just going to sit and enjoy, meditate, breathe, and pray. And we'll see you on the other side. So it's not even a couple minutes into the meditation and someone decided to start hammering outside. I am gonna put my headphones on and listen to music now. The universe is telling me I need to do that. So Hey, everybody. The universe is working against me. First it was the hammering. Like, I'm very sensitive to the noise. And, so I started listening to some music. I did that for a while. And then I was like, oh, I feel like a guided meditation. So I picked a guided meditation, and then I started listening to it, and then the Wi-Fi got spotty. I tried to get back into it after I got frustrated with the Wi-Fi. Such a first world problem, I'm sorry. I tried to calm down a little bit after that frustration, and I calmed down a little bit, but I got to the point where I'm like, this meditation is not being productive whatsoever. So yeah, so maybe that was like 15 minutes of actual meditation time, but whatever. So that being said, I did not receive any benefit from the frankincense today. I don't know if there's anything else that I could say right now other than I didn't do good today. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful Saturday morning here, and it is day 6 of the frankincense experiment. If you made it this far into the video, you kind of know what my conclusions are going to be, but I still have to do these final 2 days. Today, I have a set time. I have a limited amount of time before I need to go out, and so I will be doing a guided meditation just so I am able to time myself, but I got like a half an hour, so that is plenty of time. Well, I am done with my meditation, everybody, and it was a good meditation today. That is good. I need to meditate before I go out into the world. Because as an empath, the energies of other people or other things can tend to sap my energy. And so as long as I bring myself to a base level before I go, I usually have an uneventful trip. So I was definitely trying to get myself at base level. I needed a little bit more time, but then I did it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure, as you can probably guess, I'm pretty sure that frankincense is not giving me any extra benefit. Oh, I do find that because I've been having trouble trying to figure out how many drops I should take. So I started with 10 and that was way too much. Then I started with 5 and that was okay-ish. But I wasn't able to smell it very much. And so I moved it up to 8. But then I had the same problem with the eyes and the throat getting scratchy and stuff. So my body was getting irritated by it. And then I moved back down to 5. And when I'm at 5, I can barely smell it. So it's like, I don't know if that's affecting anything or if just frankincense is not the scent for me. So, but yeah, I don't know. Good morning, everybody. It is now day 7, the last day of this frankincense experiment, and I'm just gonna get right down to it. I have the diffuser running with 5 drops of frankincense, and I'm in the mood of just listening to a simple nature sounds track. And so I'm gonna do that while I meditate and pray, and I will see you on the other side. Well, hello again, everybody. That was around a 20-minute, around a 20-minute nature sounds thing that I did. I felt pretty relaxed and I did pray a bit. I was, to be honest, venting in my prayers. It's a little too personal to share, so I won't be sharing that, but I felt like I got some guidance, and so I'm going to try to put that to heart. I only did 5 drops and I started getting the sensitivity again. So yeah, and I have a slight headache now. So I'm like, ugh. But yeah, I am going to leave the conclusions until the end of this video. But if you've made it this far, you probably know what I'm going to be talking about. But yeah, that's it for the 7 days. And yeah.
Well, this was just a fun experiment that I decided to do with frankincense. So take whatever conclusions you would like from it. Just remember that my experience will be, of course, different from someone else's experience. But here are my conclusions from the experience I had during these past 7 days. As you could probably guess, frankincense is not for me. First, I was definitely having some sort of physical allergic reaction to the scent, but there could be many reasons for that. It could be that I didn't have the best quality of frankincense essential oil, or it could be that the essential oil I used was a bad batch. Or, more likely, it could be that I'm just super sensitive to this particular essential oil. I have never used frankincense essential oil regularly like this before, so that is probably the case. That doesn't mean everyone is going to have the same reaction as I did. If that was the case, no one would use it. I also need to point out that it would be inappropriate to conclude that frankincense in every form would not work for me. It might be the case that I would not have the same allergic reaction if I was burning the actual frankincense resin. But physical reactions aside, let's talk about spiritual benefits. So I'm going to refer back to the 3 uses I shared at the beginning of this video. Number 1 was purifying or cleansing sacred spaces. I really can't say much about this benefit because I was not using the frankincense for this purpose. Moving on. Number 2 was facilitating a connection to the divine. I also can't really say much about this benefit because I didn't want to rely on frankincense for this purpose, but I will talk more about this later. And finally, number 3 was assisting with spiritual practices. This was the main reason for this frankincense experiment. I wanted to see if my sessions of meditative prayer were made better or enhanced by diffusing frankincense essential oil. So was my spiritual experience enhanced while diffusing the frankincense essential oil? I do not believe so. That being said, if I was getting any benefit, it wasn't terribly consistent. Some days I felt very calm and easily connected to spirit, but other days I felt quite agitated and had difficulty focusing. And because of this inconsistent experience, I do not believe I was getting any added spiritual benefit from the frankincense. And therefore, I do not plan on continuing its use in my spiritual practice. I do not need it. Most days I find it very easily to calmly meditate and connect to spirit as long as I'm mindful of these intentions. Now, my failed experience begs the following question. Would my spiritual experience be different if I actually use frankincense resin instead of frankincense essential oil? I can't say. Maybe I will need to try this in the future. Just because these are my conclusions does not automatically mean that frankincense does not have any spiritual benefits. Everyone is different, and therefore everyone will have a different experience. And I would like to believe that since the so-called spiritual benefits of frankincense have been highlighted and passed down through 5,000 years of history, that must mean that at least some people had to be seeing some sort of benefit from using frankincense. So, do you need frankincense, or any other spiritual aid for that matter, to connect to the divine? The answer is no. After the fulfillment of the Old Testament law through Jesus' sacrifice, the spiritual leaders and tools, such as priests and frankincense, that were used in the Old Testament to facilitate God's presence, were no longer required to connect with God. Everyone has access to God. One just has to reach out and call out to experience God's presence. However, that being said, I do believe frankincense and other spiritual aids has the possibility to enhance the experience, even though this was not the case for me in this particular experiment. But before some more conservative Christians come after me with torches, I have to say this. I do not see the use of spiritual fragrances as an ungodly practice. Anything can be used for either a godly use or an ungodly use. And what determines the type of use is the mindset of the user. So that being said, if you decide to use frankincense in a spiritual way, you need to remember that the power of frankincense is not in the frankincense itself, but through the power of God. Never forget that God is the creator of all things, and He is the one who bestows the power, or more simply the spiritual benefits, within His creations, including frankincense. If you are familiar with the Old Testament and the constant failings of God's people, this is the ultimate reason why they went astray. They kept forgetting the true source of power, succumbed to idolatry, and experienced God's wrath because of it. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I'm a so-called liberal, maybe even New Age type Christian. so my specific beliefs may not align with your knowledge of the Christian faith. Just like any other belief system, there is a spectrum of beliefs within Christianity, and that is perfectly okay. The beliefs within your faith are meant to be your own, not just pounded into you by someone else. So just know, the thoughts and beliefs I shared in this video are my own, and that other Christians may not agree with me. So what did you think of this video? Are you part of a belief system that uses frankincense? Do you use frankincense in a different way? Have you ever heard of frankincense? Are you planning to try using frankincense in your spiritual practice? I want to know it all. Start a conversation in the comment section down below. Just remember to show respect towards those who have different thoughts and beliefs. The comment section will be moderated so it remains a safe and inclusive space for discussion. Well, that is all I have for you today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to push that like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, definitely hit that subscribe button as well. I will see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.